Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing good today. So, Skate just dropped its Season 1 update, officially known as Update 1.007. And yeah, there's a ton to talk about. This one isn't just a small patch, it's a full on season rollout packed with new content, events, fixes, and of course, a few hiccups that players are already noticing. So, let's talk about what's new, what's working well, what's broken, and whether this update really lives up to the hype that's been building around Skate finally finding its rhythm as a live service game. First off, the big headline here is that Season 1 is officially live. That means we've now got a full seasonal structure in Skate, complete with themed content, rotating challenges, and events that are actually starting to make San Vansterdam feel alive. When you load into the game now, you'll immediately notice the vibe shift. Decorations, atmosphere tweaks, event banners. There's finally that sense of ongoing life that players have been waiting for. The devs didn't just throw in a few new outfits and call it a day. They've introduced actual event-based activities that tie into the world and gameplay loop. One of the coolest additions is how the events feel like they belong in the Skate universe. The first one, Skate-O-Ween, is exactly what it sounds like, a Halloween-themed event packed with spooky challenges and exclusive rewards. You can already tell this is where the seasonal format is really going to shine. They've even hinted at the next big event called 7 Ply Maple Harvest, which sounds like it'll bring a whole new fall vibe, maybe even leading into holiday season stuff later on. It's that kind of roadmap hinting that has people genuinely excited because it's clear Skate is now stepping into a proper live content rhythm. And with that seasonal framework comes the new challenge system. The devs have added layers of objectives, daily, weekly, seasonal, and event-based. Each one gives you something to chase, and it feels more structured than before. The game used to feel a little empty between major updates, but now there's always something to do. You've got new goals popping up every day, and some of them are tied directly into the new areas and event content. That's the key here. It's not just recycled challenges. They actually blend into the new stuff you're skating through. Speaking of new areas, San Vansterdam has had a bit of a facelift. It's not a completely new map, but there are new skatable areas, more detail, and a lot of those smaller environmental changes that you start to notice as you move around. The devs clearly want players to explore again, and it works. You'll find new lines, new transitions, and new ways to approach old spots. It feels familiar but fresh, which is exactly what you want in a live game like this. Now, the new brands and cosmetics are another big part of this update. Santa Cruz, Creature, and Independent have officially landed in the game, and it's awesome to finally see these iconic skate brands making their way into Skate's world. It adds a level of authenticity that longtime fans really appreciate. The new boards and gear look great, and you can tell the devs spent time nailing the designs so they fit right in with the skate vibe. And if you're into customizing your skater, this update's got you covered. Tons of new outfits, accessories, and styles have been added, plus a fresh set of soundtrack tracks that perfectly match the energy of the new season. Of course, no big update is complete without a few rough edges, and yeah, this patch has some of those too. There are definitely some bugs floating around right now, especially with UI elements and progression tracking. One issue players have been reporting a lot is the slam target bug, where the target stays on the screen even when you're not in a slam challenge. It's annoying, but there's already a quick fix. Just restart your game, and it resets. The devs have said a small hotfix is on the way for that, so at least they're on it. Another weird one is the skate.pass UI glitch. Sometimes when you're scrolling through your pass rewards, it doesn't highlight your selected item correctly, which can make it confusing if you're trying to claim something or see what's unlocked. The workaround is simple enough, just close out of the pass and reopen it, but still, it's one of those little things that you notice right away. It's not game-breaking, just mildly frustrating. Now, Xbox players, you guys probably noticed your update size was huge this time. The patch is way larger on Series X and S compared to other platforms, and EA actually addressed that directly. They said they're aware and that they'll be fixing the install size issue in a future patch. So if you saw your storage space vanish for a bit, you're not imagining it. Beyond that, the stability improvements are real. This patch actually makes the game run smoother overall. Load times feel a little quicker. Some of the weird stutters that used to happen when you spawned into heavy traffic areas seem less common, and crashes, especially in multiplayer, are less frequent. You can tell the devs put some serious work into polishing the experience, not just adding new toys to distract us. That's a really good sign going forward because it means they're balancing content drops with core maintenance, and that's what keeps a live game healthy. The community reactions so far have been kind of split, but in a good way. You've got players loving the new content, hyped about the events, and just happy to see Skate moving forward. On the flip side, there are the usual gripes. Some bugs, some matchmaking issues, a few people losing progress, but that's always going to happen when a live game gets a big update. What's encouraging is how quickly the devs are responding. The official forums and the Skate subreddit are active, and the team is actually interacting, taking feedback seriously, and even teasing small fixes that are already in the pipeline. What's really interesting, though, is how this update changes the feel of Skate as a whole. Before this, it felt like an early access playground. You could mess around, have fun, but there wasn't much of a reason to come back daily. Now, it's starting to feel like a living, breathing space, something you check in on regularly, not just when a new patch hits. The seasonal structure gives it direction, and the events give players something to rally around. It's the kind of change that can actually build momentum and grow the community long term. Now, thinking a little more critically about it, this update is also the first real test of how Skate's monetization and live service systems will function long term. The Skate.Pass system is front and center now, and it's pretty clear EA wants it to be a key part of the experience. You've got your free track and your premium track, and while the free one still gives you plenty to earn, the premium side obviously has the flashier stuff. The big question will be whether they can keep that balance fair. Players are okay with paid cosmetics and season passes, but they need to feel worth it. If the items look lazy or uninspired, people will call it out fast. So far, though, the cosmetics are actually solid, creative, well-designed, and distinct enough to make you want them. One smart thing the team did was tying rewards directly into gameplay. Completing challenges actually matters now because it's linked to both the seasonal progression and your personal goals. That's how you keep people motivated. It's not just about grinding for XP, it's about expressing yourself through the things you unlock. As for what comes next, the developers have already teased that more updates are coming faster now. Smaller patches will roll out regularly to fix bugs and add tweaks in between the bigger seasonal updates. So the plan seems to be big seasonal drops every few months, with steady maintenance and events filling the gaps. That's exactly what a game like Skate needs. If they can stay consistent, keep the content interesting, and continue polishing the gameplay systems, this thing could really evolve into the definitive modern skating experience. If you're jumping into Skate for the first time because of Season 1, this is actually a great time to start. There's plenty of new stuff to do, you won't feel behind, and the community energy is high right now. Just keep an eye on the known issues page and make sure you've got cloud saves enabled if your platform supports it. Always good to have that extra safety net when the game's getting frequent updates. At the end of the day, this update feels like Skate finally finding its footing. It's not perfect, there are still bugs, and the foundation is clearly still evolving. But it's the first time it feels like the world of Skate is alive and moving forward. You can feel the momentum building, and that's something the community's been waiting for since this project was announced. If the devs keep listening, keep fixing, and keep delivering content at this level, we might finally be seeing the version of Skate that fans have been dreaming about for years. So yeah, that's where things stand right now with the Season 1 update. New events, new content, a refreshed world, a few glitches here and there, and a clear signal that Skate's live era has officially begun. If you've been on the fence about jumping back in, now's honestly the time. The energy's good, the foundation's stronger than it's ever been, and the community's out there skating hard every day. Anyway, that's the full breakdown for now. Let me know how your experience has been since the update. Have you run into any bugs? Or are you just out there grinding the new challenges and enjoying the vibe? Drop your thoughts. I'll be reading through the comments and we'll see what everyone's thinking. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one.